I have always looked forward to talking about the dancing scene that was released by Justin Baldoni to refute Blake's claims that he was being inappropriate during filming that scene. Hey, it's Future Brianna. This video was originally uploaded to TikTok before we got our settlement. As a result of the settlement and how it didn't seem to make the pro Blake Lively side come to grips or like join us in reality, I got to wondering how they reacted to information like the footage of the dancing scene. So please stick around to hear what I found at the end of this video. I always wanted to talk about this moment where she says,
"It's more than cute."
We'll get to it. My perspective on everything has changed since I have been examining Blake's texts and her motivations and her state of mind. Since I've been trying to understand that, my perspective on this has changed. I feel like a lot of people have looked at this and asked, how is Blake wrong? Whereas I've tried to ask, what's going on? And in doing so, I think I still figured out Blake is wrong. Some of you think that I'm trying to defend Blake, but understanding Blake is not the same as defending her. I think that to really remediate any conflict you have with somebody, you have to first understand where they're coming from. And I think honestly in marriage, a lot of our conflicts are us not really talking about the same thing for 5 years. We're not really on the same page, but we're still having this conversation. So I'm just trying to understand. That said, if you're interested in seeing a different perspective, thinking about this in a different way, this is a video for you. The first thing that stands out to me, that doesn't stand out to me the same way anymore, is when Blake and Justin are talking about their relationship. It starts with Justin saying that he doesn't want to talk in the scene, and she wants to because she won't just do her role.
And they win!
Oh my gosh, we don't shut up.
And Emily and I have we have these moments where
staring. You just stare.
Literally we've done it for like 5 minutes. it's like, I think you would find it terrifying. We just literally look at each other and like
when I found a sociopath.
And
this is why I've always felt that Blake was uncomfortable with vulnerability. I don't know if I think that's exactly what that means here, but I still think that.
Time stops.
Yeah.
But like that's just how it's been for us from the beginning.
But what really stands out to me, and it stood out to me from the beginning, and it stands out to me differently now, is that she says this about her and Ryan.
No, we're like, oh my God, there's not enough time.
Oh.
And they score again.
Yeah. It's like, oh my God, I forgot to tell you something else.
Like, gosh, there's something I need to tell you. And then she goes,
I think that's cute. You guys are really cute.
I think it's more than cute.
They won the Stanley Cup.
I think it's amazing.
Yeah.
so initially I'm like, what is this? Like, why does she need him to admit it? But now I'm wondering, why is she looking to him for validation? That's what it sounds like to me. She needs him to validate her relationship or to acknowledge it. And I think that's kind of a part of this whole thing. I've been talking about power dynamics and status, and I feel like maybe him talking about like this intimacy in his relationship with Emily made her feel some type of way, and she needed him to know that he's not better than her. That's one possibility. Second thing I want to talk about is the fact that he gives into her so much in this scene. He lets her have her way a lot. He says he doesn't want to talk, and she talks. He's trying to have these really intimate moments. She twirls out of it, or she talks. And then at the end of the extra clip, the video extra put out, he does this shoot where it's just her shoes.
We're good. Blake Lively special, everybody.
I think he was really aware of her comfort level in doing what she wanted. But yet we still have this outcome of her saying that he was behaving inappropriately. Lastly, I really want to talk about the fact that he seemed pretty cognizant of her not wanting to kiss. And I'm very curious about if there was a conversation about kissing or not kissing. Right off the bat, she says, because it's like the moment you kiss, you give the people what they want to see. I get that. So she says that, and he's like, fine. And he kisses her on the forehead, and then he nuzzles her neck, which to me are all under kissing. Like, if you don't want to kiss, that would be something that would be more acceptable. So I feel like he's trying to accommodate her. Then later, after the exchange about their relationships, she says it twice, something to the effect of doing a close-up shot where their mouths are close but not kissing. He says that twice. She says, don't give it to him. They want it, don't give it to him. Why are you continuing to talk about not kissing when he's already agreed to not kiss you? What is she reacting to? Why is there this like anxiety in this whole scene as if he's not going with everything she says? My overall conclusion is I think that Blake was projecting the narrative that was going on in her mind, and that was making her feel some level of anxiety and possibly tension. But I don't think it was based on Justin. I think it was based on whatever she was thinking. And I think it might have to do with the fact that at the beginning they were having this conversation. This is a total just jump and assumption, but I think they were talking about the rooftop scene.
Subject.
Victor 40, take
It's never
one.
meant to be comedy.
And I felt it there.
Yeah.
Oh, I see it now.
Yeah, that's all they're supposed to
Okay,
do.
ready,
That's
everyone?
it's to communicate.
Talkie, you're at the bar, something's on the screen. You
And
turn
can we,
I think she's still trying to get him to react to it in a certain way, and he's not doing it because it's not possible. Short of kissing her butt, nothing is gonna make her happy. And I think that might be why she was feeling insecure and anxious during this very intimate scene. Tell me what you think. What do you think she was reacting to? What do you think was making her anxious? Do you agree with my assessment? So there is a subreddit called r/celeb legal drama that I learned quickly was pretty pro Blake. I stayed in it because I wanted to be challenged and make sure that I was seeing everything as fairly as possible. So I want to hear both sides. What I found when I searched the dancing scene was that the responses kind of fell into three categories. They chalked it up to memory, they are claiming that Justin lied, or they're sort of changing the context of the video. I'm going to read to you some of the responses that I found, and you can let me know which one you think is the most, the strongest level of cope. Let's start with this preoccupation with the fact that Justin lied in his deposition. They believe that because he said he didn't kiss her, that means he lied because he did kiss her on the forehead. Here is one of the comments. He lied. He said he didn't kiss her or try to kiss her. The video shows he kissed her and also tried to kiss her more. And another one has this image. It says, did you attempt to kiss Miss Lively? No. Meanwhile. So they're not differentiating between this artistic choice to simulate kissing or intimacy or sort of like this push-pull. They are just considering that him trying to kiss her, irregardless of the context provided by the two actors in the scene. The second thing I thought was interesting was that people did note her discomfort, and they seem to prioritize this in the clip over anything else. They think that because she appeared to be uncomfortable, which I would agree with, that validates whatever she claims was making her uncomfortable. And this is an easy error to make or assumption to make, because at least they are doing a cause and effect where there's smoke, there's fire type thing. But I think it's not that hard to push yourself a little more deeply and make sure there couldn't be another reason she was uncomfortable. Here's a couple comments. For me, also, her reactions are typical for a very uncomfortable woman trying to keep staying professional. And the response to that says, agreed. The people who think this is normal have never been a woman in that situation. At the same time, none of us have been women in that situation because we've not been actresses doing a montage scene in a movie. So we haven't been in that situation. They're not differentiating the context of being on a movie set versus being in real life. Yes, we have been in real life, and there has been someone making us uncomfortable, and we are like, you know, trying to keep a distance. But that is simply not the context here. We've never been in that situation. Well, most of us, I would say, have not been in that situation with like multiple levels of reality happening because we're filming a movie. We also have people saying something that really surprised me, and this is what has stuck with me the most. I'm going to read these comments in reverse. It says, exactly, Blake was trying to go from memory of something that happened more than a year and a half ago at the time. So they think that it's okay for her to have lied, and it's just a mistake because it was in the past. Interesting. The next comment says, I love how his stans will say Blake lied about this video because she didn't recall exactly how it happened. I will save the second half of that comment, but I will stop and say, this is not misremembering. It's mischaracterizing. She correctly recalled what happened, but she gave it a narrative that contradicts what we can see with our own two eyes, to the disadvantage of Mr. Baldoni. This should not be overlooked as a oversight, because even as lapsed memory, it still shows that she is forcing a specific narrative. The last part is of that comment says, I am so glad that I am not so easy to manipulate, because wow, to be manipulated into a whole other reality is crazy. Let me know what you think about my analysis, as well as what you think about how the pro Blake side has coped with this reality.